So I just went back from seeing the newest film in the John Wick franchise, from the world of John Wick, Ballerina, which stars Anna de Armas as this dancer who is also an assassin who wants revenge for the murder of her father as a child. And also, we see the return of Keanu Reeves as John Wick, as well as Ian McShane and the late Lance Reddick in his final performance. And this film takes place between John Wick 3 and 4, which is why we still see John and Lance Reddick in this movie. Um, and before I give you my thoughts on this movie, I should give you my thoughts on the previous four John Wick movies. I'm a big fan of these movies. I think they're fun and violent, intense, but awesome action movies. And Keanu Reeves steals the show in all these movies. And so there are other cast members like Halle Berry and Lawrence Fishburne, and of course, the action in every four of those movies are perfect. They're fantastic. Well choreographed. They're brutal, and they have some good fights and characters, especially in the fourth movie. And we're gonna get a John Wick 5, which I don't know how to feel about that, but we'll see. I'm pretty sure they can pull it off. Um, and it's funny because when I went to go to the theater, not only did like when we were about to enter the to the to the mo- to the where the movie is like shown or screened, they don't have the ballerina like like the poster of it like behind like the where the which part of the theater is. But also, as you know, before the movie starts, there are like commercials and trailers. And I kid you not, they showed trailers for the Bad Guys 2 and Smurfs before this movie, which is kind of bizarre, and it kind of made me worry that we are going to the wrong movie. Cause can you imagine if like in Inside Out 2, the trailers before the movie starts, we had Bad Boys 4 and Deadpool and Wolverine and the Garbage Crow movie? And the Craven, of course. Can you imagine if they did that before we saw Inside Out 2? But that was weird. That was weird movies to have trailers for before this violent R-rated action movie. But putting those two aside, what are my thoughts on the film overall? And no surprise to say, I have fun with this film. It's a very fun and awesome and very violent action thriller, and I really had a great time with the film. And I do think this is the film that makes me a bigger fan of Ana de Armas, because I've seen her in a couple stuff like No Time to Die and Knives Out, and I thought Ghosted was absolutely hilarious, even though I totally get why people don't like it. Like it was like one of the worst films of 2023 that came out on Apple TV Plus. Um, but I do think this is my favorite performance of her, cause I care for her character in this movie, trying to get revenge on the death of her father, and she has some very awesome action, and she delivers an awesome performance in every interaction with the characters. Like Ian McShane, of course, John Wick, the bad guy, who is solid enough. Not the best John Wick villain. The answer goes to Bill Skarsgård from John Wick 4, and maybe the one from the first movie. Can't remember the character's name, but I really thought the villain was solid. But Ana de Armas is incredible in this movie, and uh, the scenes with the little girl is kind of cute. honestly, especially at the end, honestly. Um, and I do think the other character, like the little girl's father, it is solid enough for some scenes he's in, and Ian McShane is cool to see. It's nice to see Lance Reddick for one last time. And of course, Keanu Reeves steals the show and the scenes that he's in. Of course, Keanu Reeves is John Wick, like he is Neo, but he's also John Wick. And his action with fight scene with the Armas is awesome, and also when he teams up with her, is really cool. Um, and there are some nice cinematography in the film as well. And the soundtrack, especially in every scene and a lot of scenes, are very exciting. But of course, how are the action like? Amazing. Like the action is well done, is well choreographed. There's some good blood in it, and some very intense moments where like or like I probably my favorite action in this film is like when Ana de Armas uses a flamethrower and a lot of the enemies. Although there was one point where one of the bad guys had their foot being burned, and they don't have an issue with it at all, which is kind of strange. I also like that when there was like a fight where she uses water and the bad guys uses a flamethrower, which that was a very awesome scene. And of course, has some very cool action scenes like at like the dance club. I thought at the beginning I thought that was really neat. I thought the action and like the fights at the diner, that restaurant, that was pretty awesome. Especially when Ana de Armas was throwing plates at one of the female villains. I thought that was a very cool scene. The movie has a lot of great action, like in terms of choreography and like the weapons that they use in the film. I thought that was really awesome. And I really thought uh, it was a very good continuation of the John Wick franchise, and I can't wait to see what they else do with the franchise, honestly. And so far, I really enjoy this franchise a lot. It's hard to rank which one is worst to best, honestly, but all of them are amazing. I really love all five of these movies. Um, what are you guys' thoughts on John Wick from the world of John Wick Ballerina? And let me know in the comments below. And peace out. Bye.